Hi, everybody, and welcome to Oracle Live. We're here to talk about the things Oracle has been doing and additional things we can do to help our customers move to the cloud. Oracle has always protected your investment in technology, whether it's application technology or database technology. The key thing we've done is you buy a license once for on-premise back in the day, or you buy a cloud service for a monthly fee. You pay either an annual license support fee or you pay a monthly cloud service fee. And those fees entitle you to continuous innovation, the latest new features and innovations the things we add to our Fusion applications, you get automatically. In fact, you get them every 3 months. We upgrade and approve our Fusion applications every 3 months. The database, we have a new version of the database that comes out every year. Those features, those functions accrue to you automatically as a result of you paying your annual license support fees and your monthly cloud service fees. In addition to that, for our application customers, we make sure when they move from their on-premise generation of applications to cloud generation applications, they make that migration at a time of their choosing. We don't dictate that by cutting off support and encourage you to move from on-premise into the Oracle Cloud. If you want to keep running your e-business suite on-premise or JD Edwards on-premise, PeopleSoft, et cetera, you can do that and we'll support that for another 10 years. On the other hand, if you want to take a halfway step and you want to move, let's say, e-business suite or PeopleSoft to OCI, you can take your existing applications and very easily and very quickly move them to the cloud. Ultimately, we think you're going to want to move to our cloud native applications. Those are Fusion applications and the NetSuite applications. But you're going to make that migration when it's convenient for you, when it makes sense for your business, and not because your application support is run out. We'll continue supporting you for the next 10 years. The next thing is the Oracle database. And the Oracle database on the technology side of things, I was just talking about the application side. On the Oracle database, we have always migrated the Oracle database from the current technology, and we started out in mainframes a long, long time ago. So we migrated your database technology from mainframes to Unix, and many computers in Unix, from Unix and many computers to PC servers. And now we're taking the migration from PC Windows to PC Linux, and then this latest migration, the new platform, to the cloud. And we've kept that database compatible. In other words, if you built an application for that database, we made sure that that application ran unchanged when you move to the new platform. So an application you built that ran on PC servers will continue to run when you move that application to the cloud. That's our promise to you, to continuously and always protect your investment in technology. Oracle really has a unique product strategy. We have two, what some people think of are very different businesses. We're in the application business where we have one set of competitors like SAP and Salesforce and Workday. And we're in the infrastructure business where we compete with companies like Microsoft and AWS and Google. And people think, well, those are very different in businesses, because we're really the only one that has a large scale applications business to go along with a large scale infrastructure business. Well, we think those businesses are highly complementary. We think our applications get better because they inherit the latest and greatest technology from the underlying cloud upon which they are built. In other words, we have this thing called the Oracle Digital Assistant in our infrastructure that allows you to communicate via voice with our applications. but we're just inheriting that technology from the underlying infrastructure platform. So our applications continuously get better as the platform gets better. And by the way, the platform becomes informed as to what application builders want, what developers need, as we have teams of developers in-house constantly making demands on our infrastructure teams to continuously improve what they provide. For example, the next thing you'll see from Oracle for our cloud native applications, Fusion and NetSuite, we'll be able to upgrade those applications with zero downtime. Those are features we put into our platform. And the technology and then the applications will inherit the benefits of that platform with zero downtime upgrades, and our application customers will benefit from that as well. But this is just one of many examples I can cite of how application requirements drive infrastructure technology inside of Oracle, which really puts us in a unique situation. The autonomous database is another example of something that we need. It turns out that application developers and people who run these systems are threatened by, there are cyber threats out there that are really a group of bots, botnets are attacking the systems they've built. Well, there's no way that human beings running applications can fight off a robotic attack. If there's a cyber attack on your systems, the only thing that has a chance against enemy robots are our own robots. So we need autonomous cyber defense systems to protect our applications. Again, we have this unique aspect at Oracle where we have application requirements, cyber defenses, informing and animating our infrastructure development teams to make sure we have highly secure applications, highly secure database that doesn't require a human being driving the database. It's fully autonomous. It's a fully robotic database and a fully robotic security system. Okay, this cloud platform of ours has enabled us to develop an all new generation of cloud native applications. We have a long list of legacy applications, e-business suite, PeopleSoft, Siebel, JD Edwards, Hyperion. But those applications have been succeeded now in the cloud with a bunch of cloud native applications that belong to one of two integrated suites of applications. The Fusion suite for large and medium large businesses, and NetSuite for medium-sized and smaller businesses. We also have a lot of industry-specific applications. We never could have built all of these applications without having this powerful cloud platform on which to build. The two businesses are highly complementary. The Generation 2 cloud platform of ours enables us to be in the application business. The application developers let the infrastructure developers know what they need to make their products more successful. Our big push into AI has been based on requirements of our applications to be at once autonomous, and the other is to be able to look at and automate a lot of things like fraud detection, expense reporting, to do a whole bunch of things automatically to lower the cost and eliminate a lot of the tedious aspects of using an ERP system or a customer support system. The Oracle Cloud Platform has pioneered the use of autonomous services. The autonomous services, starting with the autonomous database, is essential if we're going to have security. I gave an example before where if we have a security system and we're under a robotic attack, the only way our robots can defend us is if they're robots. It can't be human beings fighting fighting robots. We have to have a fully autonomous robotic security system. But beyond that, we also have to make sure that human beings aren't really involved in configuring and maintaining the database. Because if a human being makes a mistake, if there's human error, there is a potential that the database has been misconfigured, and that could open up a security vulnerability. We never want to be in a situation where a human being can make an error, and that error opens a security vulnerability. But that's exactly what happens at our competitors. You'll read over and over again how someone misconfigured a database at a different cloud company, and that mistake, that human error of omission or commission, caused data to be lost, data to be stolen, the company to suffer a cyber attack requiring payments to get their files back. All of those things are foreclosed. All of those things are prevented if human beings aren't driving the database, if the database is fully automated. No human labor saves money, but no human labor also eliminates the possibility of human error, of human mischief. So this is absolutely critical differentiator between our cloud and other clouds, are these wide range of autonomous services. Now, I talk a lot about the autonomous database, but it's just not the database. We have autonomous Linux. We have autonomous data guard for reliability in the case of failures and automatic and immediate recovery in case of failure, any kind of failure, including a complete data center failure. Another reason people love our Gen 2 Oracle Cloud Platform is we really have a hybrid cloud. And when I say really, what do I mean by that? It means we can put a cloud, obviously we have the public cloud, and it operates a certain way. We can take that exact public cloud, identical to what we have in the public cloud, the same exact software, the same exact hardware. We can put it in your data center, behind your firewall, and anything you can run in our public cloud will run unchanged in what's called, clouded customer. So we're the only ones where our public cloud is 100% compatible and is literally the same code and the same technology as the cloud that you can run in your own data center. Hybrid cloud, on-premise and public cloud working together. In this case, they're 100% compatible, 100% the same technology. Our customers then choose where to run an application, and you can change your mind at any time. Another big thing that we emphasize, and it's becoming more and more important every day, is security. Ransomware, data theft. There are a variety of cyber attacks that are ongoing. They're not slowing down. They become, yes, our governments are negotiating and trying to get a reduction, get people to steal less. But in fact, that's not working. Ransomware is becoming a worse problem. Data theft is becoming a worse problem. So we need a security system that is built into our cloud, and it's always on. It's not a matter of someone turns, you configure the security system. You turn this on, you turn that on. Oh, you want encryption. You want to encrypt this field. You don't think you need to encrypt that field. No, encryption is always on. Security is always on. There's no opportunity to make a mistake by leaving a window unlocked or a door unlocked. The security is always on. It's always there. There is no extra charge. We think you should use it. In fact, we insist on it. It is the only safe way to operate in the 21st century. Oracle has hundreds of thousands of customers who have over the years trusted us to help them run their business. And our job now is, again, as I said, we've always protected the investment they make in our technology, whether they buy our application technology or whether they buy our database or now whether they buy our platform or cloud, is to make it easy for them to migrate from one generation of technology, one generation platform to the next. Again, we started in mainframes and then went to mini computers and then went to PC networks, and now we're in the cloud. We've migrated from Windows. We let people migrate from Windows to Linux. We let you move from on-premise into the cloud. So how we do that, how we do that is very important. As we go to the cloud, we're actually getting a lot of customers we never had before. A lot of companies that are smaller and have less technical resources are using our technology and moving to the cloud. And to serve those customers better, to serve all of our customers better, we've changed the way we do business. Excuse me 1 second, I'm gonna grab a drink of water. Okay, so we're trying to take the friction out of the system. We talk to our customers, listen to what they've said about the way they want to do business. And that's exactly what we're migrating to. So we've gone away from selling licenses where you buy an application license or you buy a database license, and there's a significant upfront fee before you start to use it. Our customers said, we don't like that. We don't like to pay for things before we get the benefit. So we want to avoid upfront fees. So it's fine. We've done that. We say, all right, there are no upfront fees in the cloud. You pay a monthly fee as you use the system. It's based on you successfully use, if you're successfully using the system, then we get paid. Otherwise, we don't. So we've gone to we've gone to monthly fees on cloud, but beyond that, we've looked at our list prices, and our list prices, and our discount levels. And it turns out that our business model was one that encouraged our customers to do a lot of negotiating, because the list price and the actual, what we'll call street price, was different. You could negotiate very significant discounts. But a lot of our customers say that this is not the way they want to do business. Yes, they would like no upfront fees, and yes, they would like discounts, but they'd like the discounts to be transparently modeled so they know exactly what they're negotiating for. In other words, if they use more of our cloud, in other words, a volume discount, then they get a discount, and they'd like that discount published. An awful lot of people in our business don't publish prices, don't publish discount levels. It's something that you negotiate with your salesperson. We are going away from that. We're going to low everyday prices, publish list prices, standard volume discounts, and pay as you go. You don't even need a contract to start using OCI. There is a standard list price, which we think is quite attractive, and you give us a credit card and you can start using it immediately. You don't even need a purchase order. So we're trying to take all the friction out of getting started. Now, at some point in time, if you become a huge Oracle customer and you want to sit down and negotiate a price, of course, we'll do that. But by and large, for most of our customers who are not the giant customers, for most of our customers, it should be a very simple, frictionless way to do business with Oracle. I think that's better for our customers. That's what they tell us. And we think it's also better for Oracle. We've also lined up our sales models where the sales reps used to get paid. Well, get paid for the upfront, encouraged to get a big booking, a big contract, get a big upfront payment. We're changing that. We have changed, past tense, we have changed that, where our reps now get paid based on how much of our service, our cloud service, you're actually using. So if you're successfully using the system, then the rep gets paid. So in other words, customer success equals sales rep success. It's the same thing. There's not this separation between, hey, get a big upfront payment versus, and then you get your benefits downstream. Now, so the reps are now, and now I'll go to the The next thing, customer support everywhere. We put customer support reps embedded into the sales organization. We put customer support reps in the engineering organization, because customers tell us what they need is more people helping them move their workloads from on-premise and into the cloud. More people helping them redesign and design new applications to be cloud native, to take advantage of things like the autonomous database, the voice digital assistant, and build ultra modern, highly secure, highly automated applications. So our field team now is customer support oriented. Our engineering teams are customer support oriented. We don't succeed until you succeed. And we're the only ones that put our money where our mouth is, in that we have service level agreements that have financial penalties. So if we don't meet our service level agreements, we write you a check. But we're very confident, to go out and do this, to make these kind of financial guarantees, means that we're pretty confident that when we say the Oracle database is 99.995% available, in other words, we're down for a couple of minutes a year, and we'll guarantee that, pretty much means we can do it. We're not excited about writing lots and lots of checks to people because we didn't meet our reliability goals. We can meet those we can and do meet those reliability goals, and we are willing to sign contracts to guarantee them. That makes us very different than all of our large scale competitors. Okay, so we've not launched. This isn't the first time I've come before you to launch a new program that will help you move faster to the cloud. We had, for our application customers, who we want to do one of two things. If you're an e-business suite customer, we'd love for you to move to Fusion or NetSuite. If you don't want to do that, you're not ready to do that, we'd love you to lift that application off on premise and into our cloud, where we think it will run much more reliably, and just as importantly, and much more economically. We think you save a lot of money by doing that. So it becomes more reliable and less expensive. So with customer to cloud, we've let you take your application support and do a multiple of the application support as you move from application support to cloud subscriptions. We've made that easy and automatic, and making that fee migration. We have universal credits. I know one thing, a long time ago, our customers used to have to estimate how much database they'd use, how much compute they'd use, how much storage they'd use. If they wanted to buy in advance a lot of our services, and in order to get a volume discount, sometimes you bought universal credits, and we asked the question, well, okay, how much of that is compute, how much of that is storage, how much of that is networking egress, and so on. We got away from that. We don't do that. Well, a credit's a credit, dollar's a dollar. So you tell us you're going to use $1 million worth of our services, we compute your discount on that, and you tell us later, how much of that is database, how much of that is networking, how much of that is storage. You figure that out after you've actually spent the money, not before. So you buy the universal credits in advance before you know exactly how much of each service you're going to use. And then as you use it, those universal credits can be applied to any of OCI services. Next thing, if you have a license, if you have primarily an Oracle database license, and you want to bring that to our cloud, you want to keep paying support on the license, but you want to run it on our cloud, we give you a huge discount if you bring your own license, and you can bring it to our cloud, or you can bring it to other clouds. So again, we think it's important to give you choices, and that's what we do. A lot of databases, most databases, run in only one cloud. That's not true of the Oracle database. The Oracle database runs on premise and runs in multiple clouds. It gives you choices today, and you can change your mind tomorrow. And we think that's a good thing, and our customers tell us that's a good thing. Next thing is cloud lift services. This is, again, we're adding services everywhere. And this is a free service to migrate workloads from on-premise or from another cloud over to OCI, and we'll help you do that on our nickel. And we'll be happy when that application is up and running in OCI, and that's what we consider success, when that application is successfully moved over. It's not when we sign a big consulting agreement. We're not excited. Well, our primary business isn't to sell consulting services to help you move applications. Our business is to run your application successfully and economically and reliably and securely in our cloud. And we will help you get there. All right, so that was then, this is now. These are all things we've done in the past. What have you done for me lately? It's always an interesting question. And today we're introducing an all new program called Oracle Support Rewards. And Oracle Support Rewards allows you to repurpose your support spending and get credits as you do that, as you use the Oracle Cloud. So in other words, very simply stated, for every dollar you spend in OCI on running a workload, we'll refund 25 cents of your support fees. So, that's very simply. Oh, and by the way, if you're a ULA customer, if you have one of these unlimited license agreements with Oracle, the discount is not 25 cents on the dollar. The discount is actually 33 cents on the dollar. So you get to, you're spending a significant amount of money with us, getting the new features for your on-premise software, your licenses, all of your licenses, wherever you're using those licenses. You could be using them in a cloud with BYOL, or you could be using them on-premise. They could be using them in a different cloud, not the Oracle cloud. This allows you to reclaim the money you're spending for our support services when you spend money in OCI. And that's new. Now, it's interesting. I didn't make up these examples. They were made up for me. And I think someone just had in mind, maybe I wasn't, to keep them very simple so I could understand them. So please don't be offended. These are extremely simple numbers to understand. They were done primarily, I guess, for my benefit. Okay, so let's say you're paying Oracle $1 million in annual support fees, and you go out and spend $2 million at OCI. You move a couple of large-scale workloads to OCI, and that's a $2 million spend. Well, again, 1/4 of $2 million is $500,000, 25 cents, 25%. So you get, you've now reclaimed half of your support fees with a relatively, small commitment to OCI. So this adds up very, very quickly. Another example, and by the way, our customers have been asking for this for a long time. I think everyone we've talked to is extremely excited about the fact, yeah, they're spending a lot of money on these support bills. Now they have the option of getting some or all of that money as credits towards the cloud. And here's another example. Again, same thing. You're paying us $1 million, but now instead of moving $2 million worth of work to OCI, you move $4 million worth of work. I can do the math pretty easily. 25% of $4 million is right around $1 million. So your support bill goes to zero. But these support bills go to zero pretty fast. And as I say, I can't tell you how many customers have talked to me about a program like this being something they really has wanted us to do for a while. And now we're doing it. Okay, this one's interesting because this is not true of just public cloud. So yes, you get Oracle Support Rewards when you move to the public cloud, but you also get Oracle Support Rewards when you move to Clouded Customer. We have our largest scale Clouded Customer is called a dedicated region. In other words, anything you can run in the public cloud, you can run in a dedicated region. In fact, A dedicated region is just a small version of our public cloud we install in your data center behind your firewall. Other than that, it is identical to any of our regions. It has all of the services. Let me emphasize that. 100% of the services. It is 100% compatible. Our hybrid cloud, what is that customer and what is in the public cloud are identical. They're not just compatible. They're exactly the same. Anyway, if you decide that you're going to go ahead and take advantage of our compatible hybrid cloud, and you install a dedicated region behind your firewall, and there's a minimum fee for that, and that's a $6 million a year fee, and 25% that is $1.5 million. So you zero out $1.5 million of that. Basically, the $6 million fee goes down to $4.5 million because you get $1.5 million of that back as support credits. So it's a big deal. Almost all of our customers have potential for significant savings by taking advantage of the Oracle Support Rewards program. And again, I think they're pretty excited about it. By the way, I want to be clear, the Oracle Support Rewards program can be combined with OCI volume discounts. It's not like if you get support rewards, you don't get anything else. So you get the support rewards, and then in addition, you get, and this is our standard published price list. This is another thing I told you our customers wanted us to do. We'd like standard prices, please. We'd like low standard list prices. And if you look at our cloud, our infrastructure prices are the lowest of anybody. They're lower than Google, they're lower than Microsoft, they're significantly lower than AWS. So we have very low standard list prices for infrastructure services. We have a published volume discount where here you are, once you're spending $1 million, your volume discount is 10%. Once you're up to $5 million, it's 15%. But then you combine that 15% with the 25% you get from support rewards, and that's a pretty sizable discount at 40%. So these two discounts interact with one another. They add up. They add up to significant savings off our already lowest list prices in the industry with the Oracle Cloud. So again, it's a matter, the prices are low. There's no complicated negotiation to get be able to take advantage of these discounts. It's all simple to use, frictionless, published list prices, published volume discount, published support awards, available to everybody. So again, our customers have said this is the favorite program in terms of cost savings that we've come up with ever since we've moved to the cloud. But rather than me telling you that, I'll let them tell you.
Thank you so much for this opportunity to talk about our wonderful partnership that Cognizant has with Oracle. It's been in existence for well over 20 years. We've built out an extensive consulting, implementation, integration, and support practice that really enables our joint clients to realize their modernization vision. But not only do we believe in Oracle as a partner and solution provider, we too are also an Oracle client. We've relied on Oracle for many of our core systems. So we're currently moving many of these on-prem systems to the Oracle Cloud infrastructure. So we're really excited about the new Oracle Support Rewards program, and we're eager to spread the word to all of our clients. It really makes it a lot easier for us to transition to the cloud and also bolsters the wonderful relationship Cognizant has with Oracle.
Specialized as a global manufacturer of bikes and components. The pandemic has brought a new wave of riders, and we need to keep up with double, triple, and even quadruple the normal seasonal demand. Through Oracle's support, we were able to easily move our Oracle eBusiness Suite ERP, including over 150 custom integrations, to a highly available OCI environment across multiple cloud regions. We have seen 50x increases in online and internal transactional processing and data warehouse batch processing. And in fact, we had our CFO make a comment about a month and a half ago stating they've had the fastest close ever in the history of Specialized in regards to performance and transactions. The support from Oracle is exceptional, and the promise of Oracle support rewards is exciting. We look forward to more collaboration and a strategic partnership with Oracle.
Experian is a global leader in data analytics. We put the consumer at the heart of everything we do. We leverage Oracle products in our data centers today to fuel our ERP environments, to fuel our financial reporting, and also to fuel some of our products and some of our innovation. Working with Oracle will enhance our capabilities for data processing and analytics in the cloud. Oracle Support Awards is extremely important. It takes a lot of friction out of moving workloads to the cloud. It makes that business case that you're struggling to put together easier. What I'm really excited about is what Oracle's cloud brings that other cloud providers don't have.
TIM Brasil is a major telecommunication operator in Brazil with more than 61 million customers. But for sure, we are the most innovative player in Brazil. We are undergoing an important cloud transformation to improve our environmental, social, and governance practices. Using a multi-cloud strategy, we are the first carrier in Brazil to move 100% of our workloads to the cloud. It includes moving our customer billing system, our CRM, and VMware to Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. Oracle has been a fantastic partner in our technology evolution. The newly launched Oracle Support Rewards program has potential to help further accelerate our adoption of Oracle Cloud Infrastructure while reducing our support costs.
So again, Oracle Support Rewards. Reduce your spend on Oracle support by getting 25% to 33% credits on your support fees. Move more quickly to the cloud. Operate more friction-free. Working with the team at Oracle. Everything is now focused around supporting the customer and the customer's migration to the cloud. The sales teams have large groups of support people and technical people that will help you with that migration. Our engineering teams will help you with that migration. And our finance teams, through the Oracle Support Rewards program, will also help you cost justify that migration. Thank you very much for joining us here today. And we're looking forward to working with you in your migration to the cloud. Thank you very much.